To Senator Rennick.
Hi guys, how are you going? Look, my questions are in regards to the current investigation taking place with ANZ, manipulating markets in regards to government bonds. Is it true, I've read in the media, that it's $100 million the Treasury, or the government taxpayer pays to the banks for the syndicated fees a year?
I might turn to my colleagues and see if we have any information on this one. The AOFM is normally within the portfolio, within the responsibilities of the, not fiscal group, the macroeconomic group. And your particular question may go to the ASIC investigation that we wouldn't be privy to. But I'll just check with my
markets. And you're dealing with markets of bonds.
No, understood, Senator.
That would make sense to go into markets.
So Lynn Kelly, First Assistant Secretary, Financial System Division. So I would just like to say the allegations are being investigated by ASIC at the moment, and so it wouldn't be appropriate for us to comment while the allegations are still under investigation.
So I'm just, but if you can comment on the, do you or do you not pay the banks fees to trade government bonds or issue government bonds? Private banks?
So AFOM use banks in relation to their arrangements when they're issuing in different capacities, and so ANZ was used in a capacity in relation to this matter. But again,
well, I'm asking a general question here. It's not just ANZ. I'm looking at
banks are used by
because the question I want to get to is why don't we use the RBA and save ourselves $100 million and get it, in fees. Giving them to private banks. I mean, they already get a lot of largesse anyway, the large private banks, but I'm just not sure why we have to use private banks to do our bond issues when we, I would have thought our RBA Treasury could do their own bond issues.
So, again, this would be a question for AFOM because it's in relation to how they undertake their borrowing activities.
Right, okay, because, I mean, I've worked in private companies, we do our own bond issues, we don't have to pay another company to do it.
Yep.
And it's just, I don't know why the government has to outsource everything. Being Treasury, I would have thought, you should have the skill set to do it yourselves.
I think they're looking for a question, Senator.
Well, I guess my question is, why don't you have the skill set to do it yourselves?
So AFOM is separate to Treasury, and they have a range of activities they undertake. Some are done in-house and some are use syndicates of banks in different ways. So, again...
So when you say you're talking about Australian Office of Financial Management, why are they separate to Treasury? I would have thought they'd either come under Treasury or they'd be a part of the RBA.
They're within the portfolio.
They're one of our portfolio agencies.
Yeah.
But they operate under their own mandate within the Treasury portfolio, much like for Markets Group, the ACCC, ASIC and APRA are portfolio agencies of ours, but they are independent agencies that operate in their own sense.
Right, okay.
But Senator, if you like, I'm happy to take the question on notice and we can...
Yeah, if you could, because I'd like to know why they need to, if they're operating independently, then, or their own little group, why they don't have the skill set, because I know that, I've worked in companies that have a Treasury department have the skill set, so we don't have to pay $100 million in fees to the private banks to do what we should be. I mean, you guys are all well paid, so you're paying, again, on top of that, to issue bonds, that something that, given that we have $1 trillion in debt and we're going to have debt for a long time, this is a skill set we should have our heads around. I'll leave it at that, especially given the investigation with ANZ. Thanks.
Authorised G. Rennick People First Chermside.